everybody. I would like to welcome you all back to Skip Sports Speak. I hope everybody's having a great week and an even better weekend. It is early Saturday evening where I'm at, so for the first part of my video, I will recap the early part of the college football, and then on the next video, I will recap the later games. If you are new to my channel and you want to keep up with my content, please subscribe to my channel or hit that notification button so you can stay up to date on everything I post. Before I get started talking about college football, I would like to get a shout out to one of my co-workers. This happens to be a teenager who was in high school. He happens to go to a high school in a small town, Loganville, Georgia. The school name is Victory Baptist School, small Christian school, 2-3 years old. They got their first playoff win by a score of 38-30. Where I'm from, I love high school football, and I'm so glad I got the chance to go see this young man play. They were so happy. It was cool to see these guys win, and it meant everything to them, and I wish them the best of luck throughout the rest of this season. On college football, Miami gets his first L of the season, losing to Georgia Tech 28-3. I think it really was any one game. This will definitely shake up the college football playoffs. Cam Moore definitely had a great game, but it definitely wasn't enough to hold off the Yellow Jackets. How far do you guys think the Hurricanes should drop? I would like to know in the comments. Just let me know what you think. Florida gets beat by Texas 49-17. Yikes. And this was right after Coach Napier got job assurance. I don't think that they are going to fire him after that, but this is definitely going to be, put him on the hot seat, for next season, because that's definitely did not make whoever this was who gave him his job assurance make him look good. And but it made me happy to see, even though my team's not good, I always smile when a rival team loses. Purdue gets bashed by Ohio State 45-0. Like, I mean, seriously, bro, if you're gonna show up, not gonna show up, then stay home. I mean, that was just ridiculous. That performance, Ohio State, it was like a scrimmage to those guys. They were just out there just throwing the ball around, playing pitch and catch. Some notable games later on that I'll recap on the next video. Georgia versus Ole Miss. I think this is a big one for Georgia. The next two are must win, I believe, for them in terms of the college football playoffs. Then you got Alabama versus LSU, which is always a good matchup. Two 6-2 teams battling for a position in the SEC. I think that's going to be a good one. Before I forget, shout out to SMU being undefeated in ACC play. They're 5-0 right now. This is their first year in the ACC. I think everybody kind of considered them a small school, even myself included. But it is very shocking, to see them at where they are right now at this point in the season. Like I said, I am a big fan of the underdog, so if they made it to the ACC championship, it would be hard for me not to root against them, especially if they're playing against Clemson or somebody like that. So those guys are doing good, and I want to see how far they're going to go this season. Nevada heads to Boise State, and we get to see if running back Ashton Jeanty will continue his great season. BYU plays on the road to see if they continue their undefeated season. Good late game to watch, against Utah. Utah and BYU, I've watched these games over the years, and they always turn out to be good. Before I stop with college football, I would like to give my opinion on the three guys who I think should be in a Heisman conversation at the end of the season, based off what I've seen this season. First off, I'm going to start off with, of course, Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty. I've talked about this guy in pretty much, most of my episodes. This guy has over 1,500 yards rushing, 20 touchdowns, almost similar to what we saw when Barry Sanders played college football. So I think he should definitely be one that's in the conversation. Next up is the obvious Travis Hunter. I'm old enough to have seen Charles Woodson and Champ Bailey play both sides of the ball, and they both did it at an elite level, but just what Travis Hunter doing this season right now is beyond amazing. I mean, you can put him at cornerback, he's going to dominate. You can put him at wide receiver, he's going to dominate. So I definitely think he should be number 2 in that conversation. And number 3, even though I'm not a Canes fan and they lost today, the season that Cam Ward is having is amazing. I think he did good last year at Washington State. And it doesn't even surprise me that he's having this good of a season right now with Miami. So this guy has, in the last, even in the loss, he threw for almost 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's definitely having a great season. Week 11 in the NFL kicks off on Thursday Night Football with the Cincinnati Bengals facing off with the Baltimore Ravens. It was another great division rivalry game. Baltimore came out 35-34, 1 point. The last time I had checked the score of this game, it was 21-7. I went to bed because I thought Cincinnati had it in the bag. I woke up to check the score and come to find out that Baltimore came back smoking hot. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, they both had great games like they did in the first game, and Baltimore won that game. So they, this would mean they sweep the series in this division. But Lamar Jackson, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns. Joe Burrow smoking hot, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns. And I'm a sucker for seeing a good wide receiver. Jamar Chase, you know what I'm saying? He was having some average games, but this one, he came out on fire, 11 receptions, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, it was amazing to see the highlights, man. I watched it over and over and over again, man. I can't help myself with stuff like that. So, like I said, this helped the Ravens stay in second place in their division. This dropped the Bengals to third place. So we'll see how this was going to end up at the end of the season. Maybe the Bengals can get a wild card spot, but who knows, man? That offensive line still look horrible. No running game. Joe Burrow needs a little bit of help out there. And last but not least, this is a little breaking news. Quarterback Dak Prescott will have season-ending surgery. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones can't be too happy about that because I know he always had great expectations for a season. And pretty much outside Dak Prescott ran, the Cowboys don't have a quarterback, and I think everybody know that. So, yeah. In college men's basketball on Friday night, I really only saw one game that was worth mentioning, and you had number 9 North Carolina versus number 1 Kansas, battle of the Blue Bloods. Kansas came out on top, winning 92-89, very close one. North Carolina Seth Trimble had 19 points, went 10 for 10 free throws, and Kansas Zach Mayo had 21 points, contributed a lot. So definitely wasn't enough. I wish I would have got a chance to watch this game. I kind of just had to look up the stats, but it looked like it was a good one. And as far as women basketball, there really wasn't any good one. Just a lot of big school playing against small schools. So I guess you could say there was a practices or scrimmages for them schools to get ready for the next opponent. So that's all we have on college basketball this week. And the last topic of the day is going to be none other than the NBA. First, we're going to get the Boston Celtics came back and won in overtime, 108-104 against the Brooklyn Nets. Jason Tatum had 33 points. This man is averaging 31 points a game. You definitely can say this man has a chip on the shoulder for what happened in the Olympics. Like, do not playing. It definitely was ridiculous that he did not get a chance to get out there and help win the gold medal, even though he got one. It definitely bothered him, and he's showing it. And the rest of the NBA need to be very scared. Drew Holiday had 17 points. Derek White had 14 points. This, once again, they're looking like the best team in the NBA, and that's how we won that championship last year. So, being health-wise, if we stay like this, there might be another ring in our future. The Cleveland Cavs improved to 10-0 by beating Golden State 136-117. They look outstanding to start the season. There's still a lot of ball to be played. It's hard to say whether they are going to sustain this level of play. Donovan Mitchell is a great player, so it's going to be good to see if they're going to be one of those teams in the end that's going to be contending in the East. The Bucks lose to the Knicks 116-94, making them 2-7 on the season. That is kind of surprising because they was definitely supposed to be one of the teams to compete in the East, but they're not looking so good. Doc Rivers made a comment that they were going to make the playoffs anyway, so let's see if he can hold up to that end of the deal. The Phoenix Suns beat the Mavs by 114-113. KD had 26 for the Suns, and Luka had 30 for Dallas. These are the two teams in the West that I expect to be there at the end. This definitely was a good early challenge for both of them to kind of see where they were at, and it was definitely close. So if they played each other in the playoffs, I would expect it to be like a 6 or 7 game series anyways. So Let's see. The Lakers beat Philly 116 to 106. AD almost had another double-double with 31 points and 9 rebounds. And then the king, the man himself, LeBron. I mean, he started slow. When I checked the game in the second quarter, the man had like 7 points. And then he exploded, triple-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. The man is a machine. But as far as the team, it's kind of hard to say where they're going to end up at the end of the season. They've been kind of up and down. There are some teams in the West that I feel like that are better than them. So let's see how the season's going to turn out for them. The Clippers get the win over the Kings, 107-98. Norman Powell had another double-double, 31 points and 12 rebounds. I remember earlier when the NBA started, I spoke on this guy, and he has been pretty consistent, and it's helping these guys win games. So if these guys make it to the playoffs, they're definitely going to need him to get past other teams up in the West. De'Aaron Fox had 31 points, and Sabonis chipped in with a double-double, 23 and 12. But again, you know what I'm saying, they do take the L. So, and that's going to be it for today's episode of Skip Sports Beat. If you guys like today's episode and want to get more of my content, see more of my videos, please hit that like button or hit that notification button. Or you can follow me on social media at Skip Sports Beat 81 on Instagram or Skip Sports Beat on Facebook. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you next time.